We're here with William J. Healy, second mayor of Canton. This year he'll be running for his third term as mayor. Mm-hmm. And the occasion here is just to get an inkling of what the state of the city is before he does the state of the city later in this year. So can you give us some sort of idea, Mayor, of where you think Canton is heading this year?
Absolutely. The formal state of the city will probably be in late February or March this year. But as of right now, we're starting to get some of the end of the year figures in, which is very exciting. The unemployment rate for the city of Canton that just came out today, which shows us our November numbers, was at 5.1%. 5.1%. 5 years ago, in January 2010, it was 14.9. That's a 66% drop, literally, in 5 years. And quite frankly, the 5.1 is the lowest number we have on record going back over 40 years.
And so how do you attribute this happening? What is...
Well, no. There's a number of variables we think are accounting for this, and part of it is that the economy in general is recovering, and so we're all seeing benefits from that. The oil and gas industry and the investment that's been going on in our area has had a big part of it. Our staple companies, the core companies like Timken Company, Marathon, Altman, Mercy, and some of these big corporations that are in the area, they have invested into hundreds of millions of dollars and have created more opportunity. We've brought in new companies like VXI, which has 1,200 people working there right now, a number of different companies. We brought in a number of foreign direct investment companies that you're seeing more with Chinese companies, Japanese companies, Dutch companies. That's bringing new jobs in. So we're working hard on economic development. Those are all a part of it. And just the environment in general. We've worked really hard to create a positive economic atmosphere here, and it's working.
Off camera, you told me that this year Canton's slated to collect, $1 million more in local income tax?
Yeah, we do have those numbers for 2014 because the year's over, and we took in a little over $1 million more than 2013. 2013 was a record all-time high, so 2014 now is our new high. So when people say, oh, unemployment rate, that doesn't matter because people stop looking, the fact of the matter is not only is the unemployment rate at the lowest of all time, but the income tax collected is also at an all-time high. So those two directly reflect each other. So it is real. We are having a great surge here in our local economy. People are working, paying taxes, and filing less unemployments.
Well, let me ask a devil's advocate type question.
Sure. Wait a minute. You?
Say you're sitting in the governor's chair down in Columbus, or a state legislator's chair, and they say, well, gee, Mayor Healy's making our point that we needed to cut a state contribution to local government because they're creative and innovative and aggressive, and they can really do it on their own. Well, how would you respond to that?
The fact of the matter is we've had some local representatives who have said exactly that to me and said, see, you complain when we cut your budget, but look, you're doing fine. No, we're not doing fine. As I mentioned, the income tax collected is the highest in our history. But our overall budget was cut by over $2 million this year in 2015 compared to 2014 because the impact of the state legislature's reductions. It's millions of dollars that we've lost. That is more than the income tax increase that we have locally. So as the local economy is growing, the impact from the state is still taking us backwards. So we literally had to have less spending in 2015, currently starting today, than I had last year when I had all-time highs. And so the fact of the matter is we're doing it in spite of what's happening in the state, not because of them. Okay. And it also, when you look at the unemployment chart, as I showed you this, if you want, I don't know if you get this on camera or not.
All right.
But the pink line here is the city of Canton, and then you have the county, the state, and the federal unemployment numbers. And if you look at the gap we had 5 years ago between us, and now if you look at it, we actually are at the state level and below the county. This shows you that we have recovered far greater pace than the state economy has. So the state's policies are not necessarily working as well for them as what's happening here locally.